Jane, the man they call Jane. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Iron Seas. Ignore the beautiful, fairly new Lexus behind me. Today we are talking about the show famously canceled after one season, heck, before the first season was even finished. Firefly and its companion movie, Serenity. With me today, of course, are two beautiful men. Jarrod Christman. I'm every time I say your name, I sound like an angry German officer. It's like anyway. This is Daniel P. Riley, our guest, and this is Jarrod Christman. And here we are. Today we are talking about one of my favorite shows of. All time is strong, but it might be. It's part. It's so sweet, partially because we wanted. It's one of the only shows where we wanted more and didn't get it. Most shows is you have too much, and it over ripens. There's too much of it, and then it ruins itself before it's over. But Firefly, we never even had the opportunity. So I think that's a big part of it. Also, joining us today in the chat, we got Punished John A. Douglas. He says, Firefly is my favorite. I love the episode where Dumbledore sneaks Riker into the Death Star and he fights Sauron in his first Yes, that does happen. We all know. We've all seen that episode. It's considered one of the lost Firefly episodes. Peak Kino, as Dustin would say. And of course, the wonderful Maji Chan.
Maji Chan.
Kahuna can't come on without Jane's hat. I used to have it when I was a teenager, and I don't. Honestly, I need it now. It's like I'm looking like the angry, like this is the angry inverted look of the late 2010s. Like all these actors and people, so like fat guys started like growing beards and shaving their head, and suddenly they think they're attractive again. Anyway, is it working?
I'm wrapping my brown coat for you.
I do own a brown coat. I may grab it when I have to check on my kids later. I just didn't even think about it. But yeah, so we'll start off with you, Daniel. What is your history with? I'm gonna hit my mic. What is your history with this series, and where does it sit in your heart? Is it well beloved, or is it kind of just like, oh, I remember liking that before, and now, man?
It's well beloved. I caught on to the show before its actual premiere, so I kind of watched it as it aired. And for those who don't know, the actual second episode aired as the first episode.
And didn't they air the first episode in parts because it was like an hour and a half long and they weren't going to put that in one slot?
No, it wasn't any longer than a standard episode. They just did it out of order. They aired the second episode and then they aired the first episode, which was really kind of odd. Then they went to the third episode. But what was interesting about that was I remember finding that out and going, I didn't even notice. Like the characters were so well portrayed, the story was so engaging that I was just like, okay, this is a cool premiere episode, sweet. And then it moved to the next episode and I'm like, this is an awesome episode too. And then I found out later that the second episode was actually the first episode, and I went, it doesn't change anything. They were both great. So
what's the inside baseball and why that happened?
Oh, brother.
It was the network.
Was it Fox?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was Fox.
They're notorious for like botching good shows.
They did everything they could to buckle this show. They had it playing like its time slot was like one of the worst slots. It was like during two major sporting events that were televised, as well as like on, and then it's like, oh, we'll switch you. Then they put it on Friday night. Nobody's watching TV on Friday night. They're going out back then anyway. And a whole bunch of other problems, like a bunch of executive decisions, but the cast and crew were really close. And Joss Whedon was behind the project, did a lot of the writing for it. And
I believe at the time there weren't a lot of like sci-fi shows going on in network, so it was sort of a hope that Joss Whedon was gonna recreate the Buffy madness. But even the execs were unconvinced that a space western was going to fly with audiences.
They didn't even know how to. They didn't know how to market it. There was a lot. There was a significant amount of problems. It was so bad, Jarrod, that they're in the middle of filming an episode, and some guy walks onto set and says, "Hey, show's over. What? We're done. You don't even finish filming," and leaves like an exec. And they're like, "Oh, well, fuck. All right." But no, they kept on. They finished filming that episode and kept working anyway. And then they got sold to a different network, and that's how they were able to finish filming and producing the last 2 episodes of the show. But this show was canceled, and so this show that's so beloved, has such a cult following now, has only 14 episodes, which is crazy for a show that.
What year was this on?
You were watching when it came out, and do you remember? I'll look it up, but
no, I don't remember off the top of my head. It was that long ago.
Firefly air 2002.
Yeah.
See, I was barely a person in 2002. Oh. But yeah, so that's Daniel's history. Daniel, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the behind the scenes stuff because all the stuff as well. And how excited were you when they announced that the movie was going to come out?
I was crazy for it.
It was insane.
Yeah, I was a fan by that time because so much time had passed, and I still thought about the darn show. I would actually rewatch it any opportunity I get because I just enjoyed it so much. Yeah, the one-liners, which is kind of Joss Whedon's claim to fame when it comes to dialogue, were so on point that they're all still stuck in my head.
It created such a unique atmosphere because it was country, it was fully country, and it was also like Western and also fully sci-fi. And that's a really hard line to ride effectively, in my opinion. Some other people who call Star Wars a Western. I'm like, no. They're Westerns. It shares things with Westerns, but I don't watch
modeled after the spaghetti Western script set. Yes.
Which is based on Japanese samurai movies.
Correct.
Which is then based off of Westerns again. It's a whole mess. Anyway.
I know.
Welcome beyond 1969. There shall be mead. We declare. Yes. I have a confession. I've never actually had mead. Is it any good?
It's delicious.
I have. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite.
Is it sweet?
Alcoholic beverages.
What's its flavor profile?
Oof.
Sounds so gay, dude. What's the flavor profile on this mead?
It depends. It depends. Like, is it sparkling mead? Is it spiced mead? Like, so it really depends.
Traditional straight honey.
Yeah, I have yet to have a mead I didn't like. I'll put it that way.
I'll need to try it then because I'm such an alcohol snob. I hate most alcohol. It's to the point where I'm like,
me too.
Just give me vodka, please. Anyway, so but Jarrod, for you, what's your experience with this franchise, with this intellectual property?
So in 2002, that was one of those. It was one of those times when I had no TV. I had, so that was my first marriage, and we had a television and a DVD player, and so it was almost like this. It was a throwback. It was a throwback to my childhood because that's like we didn't have TV for at least more than half of my childhood. We didn't have TV. We had a VHS and rented movies, and so like. I've always been
rabbit ears, no basic channels.
Dude, we live so far out in the country, like those things didn't even work. So
really, really long rabbit ears.
Oh my goodness, man. So I've always been more of a film guy. So the movie Serenity, I remember that when that was being promoted, and I was like, this seems odd. And I missed it in the theaters, and it was only after it had been released. But I remember seeing the previews. Like, well, it could be cool. But I didn't know until after it was released that it was like the follow-up to a show on TV. And by then, like by then I was already like onto different things, and I did and by the time it had long been canceled by the time I had regular TV again. So I was like, I didn't even bother going back to it because it's like I just
Yeah,
can't,
see, I own it physically as well, Tianda. Yeah. Also, everybody take off your fake hats. This devastating comment by John A. Douglas. They were almost as bad at marketing as indie authors.
Not wrong.
Oh, Christ almighty, he's right. But do you have an interest now, like, that you've heard people get excited about and talk about? Like, is there an interest to go back and watch the original show? I know you and your wife don't watch a lot of TV, so that may contribute as well. But
no, I've seen enough clips from the show to know it's not for me. And then I have seen the movie. I watched it again today. I watched Serenity again today.
I really like that movie. It does have a different pace from the show. It's a little more dour. It's a little more serious because they had a lot to get through in that in the movie.
Yeah,
and
it was supposed to be a send off.
Yeah.
And like I'm familiar enough with the lore of Firefly that I wasn't completely lost like watching the show or watching the film. So like watching Serenity is just like I'm not lost, like I'm following it, and like what they're doing makes sense, and I can tell where like I can tell where they're giving exposition for the sake of people who haven't watched the show. Like so I'm aware of enough of what's going on to know where the exposition is coming from.
Right.
I think they did a decent job with that because
it was
like there had to be people who had never seen, like you had never seen the show. And if you don't explain anything, it's going to be really, really confusing coming into something like a situation as specific as this. Yeah.
So I would say it's fine. It's just not for me. And like after like watching the film, like there's nothing there that makes me want to watch the show, even though like tons of people I know whose opinions I respect love it. It's just not for me.
None of the people here, obviously.
Well, Daniel.
Oh, fine. You only say that. People respect my opinion. Anyway,
I live my entire life around the brown code motive.
Fuck the government.
Exactly.
that is it.
On this, we can all agree.
Oh,
fuck the government. I do what I want.
It's like, imagine leaving this planet to escape the authority of a bad, evil regime, and then them following you. Oh. You're like, fuck off, brother. No, we're not doing this. Oh. But no,
yes.
That was kind of the beauty of the world build, though, is that even with the
everything was shaped by that conflict, and it wasn't even that long ago when this conflict took place.
Yeah, but even with the alliance out there all over everything, space itself was so vast that it could act as a frontier. So people could literally hide from the government in the openness of space, which was where all of these smugglers and salvage crews and folks like the crew of the Firefly itself could
operate
exist.
on the edge of like civilized living, basically.
I mean, space becomes an analog for the Wild West.
Correct.
Yeah, the Wild West and a few other things, but yeah, and even like that's why in a lot of sci-fi, it depending on how travel works and how governments work in different sci-fi settings, sometimes if it's interplanetary, it can become almost feudal in the way that it is structured, because it's like, oh, well, he's starting a rebellion. Good. It's going to take you 9 months to get there if you leave immediately, which you can't leave immediately. So it's like, okay, so that makes that kind of thing make sense. And this is like that too, to a degree. It's like you don't have enough reach and power to be everywhere all at once in your full strength. That's just not how it operates.
Yeah.
Daniel likes a show where the main characters fought against the government. Color me shocked. Yeah. In the wild wet, yes. Keep my Western name. Oh no! And it's funny watching it now, Daniel. I don't know when you watch the show. I was like, that's where the commercial break happens. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
That's where that happens.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
And it's because it's Joss Whedon, and it's also the actors and actresses. So like, we're about to get one hell of a zinger. So it's like, it was episode. Wait, was it episode 2 where he kicks the guy into the turbine, or was that a different one? I'm trying to remember. When they worked for Nishka the first time.
No, that was 4, I think.
Yeah, maybe episode 3 or 4. So Jarrod, they take a job from a very dangerous man, but it's like, it's a good job.
Basically a gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like talks all philosophical, is like asking about ancient like old Earth conquerors to like this guy he's cutting on him. It's just like, okay, I see what's going on here. And at the end, they defeated the henchmen that were sent to collect if they didn't do the job. And he has the guy sat down outside. He's like, all right, here's the money. He goes through this whole long speech, and the guy's like, he will rip you limb from limb. Letting me live will be the worst mistake of your life. Like, goes on this long thing, and it's like, the last thing you will hear is me laughing while you scream. He's like, okay. Kicks him, goes into the turbine, dead. Shredded.
Yeah.
And then he sits and then he sits the next guy down who's not like the big tough guy, and he's like, starts the whole speech over again. It's like, no, absolutely, I'll take it. Yeah. I'll send that message for you, sir. Yeah.
The brutality that Mal portrayed in many of the episodes when he had to was one of the biggest selling points for his character, as opposed to Jane, who was just brutish all the time. There's layers of subtlety to a lot of like every character with has the secret agent character having River, in a headlock, gun to her head, and Mal just walks into the cargo bay, doesn't even stop to reason with the guy. Everybody else is trying to get him to let her go. He just whips his gun out and blows his head off over the girl's shoulder without a word.
He doesn't stop walking.
Right.
It's his stride doesn't change.
Done. There's no compromise in that moment. And that's like, it goes all the way back to the old Wild West stuff, the Clint Eastwood type of film, where it's just do the job and move on.
Yeah.
It's like that because like every character we could talk about each character. We know where their general outline is and where their outer edges are. It's like, because there's lines that some people will cross and others obviously would not. And then the show also did something that a lot of shows from that time period did pretty well, which was create mystery. Because like every time there was mystery, there's just more mystery under. Like, you answer one question and you have 5 more questions, and it doesn't just feed you the answers. I think the difference was with this show was that there were actual answers to some of these questions. Lost. Sorry, I'm not over it.
Yeah. And Joss Whedon, as much as people bag on him, he does have a wonderful creative capacity with storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
You took this setup of basically a war veteran becoming a frontiersman in his spaceship, so it's kind of like the boy and his horse. He treats the ship like it's his companion just as much as everybody else in the ship is, and
he calls it my boat, which is really funny.
And all these people who he gathered around him, and then you introduce this almost anime-esque element to the story of literally a girl in a box. Because that's how River's first introduced. She's in a storage container. And they find her. So he opens the storage container. There's this dry ice style smoke that pops out, and then this
naked
frail,
teenage
thin
girl.
looking girl just springs up and starts screaming. And you immediately lock in on her because she looks innocent, she looks, delicate, and she's terrified.
And that's the biggest it's like, oh no, look at this. And that, I love she is so distracting as like a secondary kind of plot device in the show, because anytime something weird happens, it's always her.
Mm-hmm.
And like you almost forget about stuff like, oh yeah, Shepherd Book, what a nice man. Why does he know how to break down a gun and attack people? Why is he such a good shot? Why does the Alliance find his identity card and immediately heal him? There's like, it's like, and I love Mal's like, someday you're going to tell me what's going on. It's like, nah, I won't. I'm like,
it's like, no, I'm not.
Yep. Oh, it's good fun, but yeah, that, and then like the vibes were tremendous, very tremendous vibes. That every time that opening song came on, I was just like, I'm so ready to watch another episode of this. It's great, but Jarrod doesn't know it because he hasn't seen it. Anyway,
well, here's one thing. Here's one thing that like I don't. One thing from the film that there's no way for the show to change my mind about this is I love Nathan Fillion. He is not a leading man. And I find I do not find his portrayal of that character believable in any capacity. Like he cannot.
That's interesting.
As far as I'm concerned, like he tries to, like when he tries these badass hard ass moments, I get nothing. I feel like I don't believe it. He doesn't sell it to me. He's like, no, you're not, you are acting, and I can see it.
You mean leading man in an action role?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just
he's leading like not your typical.
He's leaded 3 series. He's got Firefly, Castle, and what is it, The Rookie?
Yeah. I mean, he's no Schwarzenegger, obviously.
I've seen episodes
Castle's
of
pretty
The
good.
Rookie. I've seen episodes of The Rookie. He's okay in that as the leading guy. I just don't like. He is. I don't personally. I do not buy him as a leading man. I think he's a great character actor. I think he's a good supporting actor. I don't think he does not have the gravitas or the screen presence, I think, to carry, at least for my money, my taste. I don't care for him as the main character of a story. And when he's so like all of his tough guy moments or his supposedly badass moments, like I don't buy any of them whatsoever. Like he just.
This is where I don't disagree with that take based on what you said, but there's one thing I think you might be slightly wrong about. All of those moments in the film are the payoff for what we suspected of his character in the show. In the show, he has his moments like that, but most of the time he's very congenial and funny and charming and kind of takes life a little too non-seriously until the dice are down.
I know, but you got to draw a separation between the character as it's written and the character as it's played on screen.
Right.
And the way he plays it, I just don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I think he does the part. He does the part efficiently, but for what that character is,
Brian?
For what he's trying to say, for what the character's trying to do and accomplish, I just don't buy it. I never have. Like, I thought like when people wanted him for the Green Lantern, it's like, why?
He's done the voice for the Green Lantern.
I know that, but like on screen and live action, like I just wouldn't have bought it. Like he cannot sell it to me.
That's okay, Jarrod, but anyway, no.
Man,
it's totally
one of the co-hosts.
What's up, bitches?
Oh, Andy, your voice. It sounds so different.
I know I turned into a hoe.
Someone kicked him somewhere.
Does it seem like the brother is in love with River? Because it kind of does. Like, he didn't grow up with his sister, so he doesn't know how to act like he's got a sister, and he doesn't understand sibling love.
A little bit. He is supposed to be a bit older, and he's kind of an awkward guy. I always kind of just attributed to that, in the fact that he does kind of he's not just her brother. He's also like her.
He's not very
doctor.
worldly.
Yeah,
that
this
was what
isn't
they were
this is pre Game of Thrones. Let's keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
Mitten.
What they were trying to portray with Simon and River is a complete dichotomy to everyone else. They were raised in Alliance territory, so they were raised in sort of like an elitist society.
Yeah,
like the near the top of.
And River essentially is a disabled kid throughout their history.
AC said good world building, if you didn't hear him. I really like the dialogue a lot. Of course, it's kind of like everything else where there's good and not so good and whatever.
Yeah.
But the one thing we were talking about today, actually, there's a scene with, what is River's brother's name? Why can't I remember it?
Simon.
Okay, yeah. So Simon is talking to Mal about, he was afraid he was going to murder him in his sleep or something like that. And he was like, no, you'd be awake for it. And so, like, Andy and I, or AC and I, were talking about how it's like, initially when he says that, like, you'd be awake for it, it's kind of like, how you don't sucker punch people, or like it gives you the impression that he's like, no, I'd make sure you like knew it, because it's kind of like an honorable thing, like you don't just like, I don't know, so he can see it coming. But then he's like, and you'd have a gun on me or whatever. So it's like,
he'd
like,
say you'd see me coming and you'd be armed. Yeah,
like to defend myself type of thing. So it's like, I don't know, it's like it makes you think of something where it's like, it's really solid writing, but then since you like didn't see that part coming, and it makes even more sense, it's just really good like that. And something so simple can be so memorable just because of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird fun fact about the show.
Monkey, but I'm driving, so
it's all good.
Okay, you're good.
Weird fun fact about the show: in the flashback scenes where they show Simon Rivers' young life, the actor who plays young Simon is Zac Efron.
Very young Zac Efron. It's really funny. It's he's so young you almost don't recognize him.
Yeah, you don't at first.
Well, like, first time I watched, I'm like, why is this so familiar? And then I'm like, oh wait,
bet on it.
bet on it. Anyway, I definitely didn't watch that.
I had no idea it was him.
He's young there, like 2002. I'm not sure how old he was, but
I'm also not like what I would call a fan. I think I've maybe I saw one movie and I can't even remember what it was, and I think was there a dog in it, maybe, or an old person, or both.
Was there an old person in the film? I don't know.
No, in the movie I saw. Never mind, it doesn't matter.
I know, I'm giving you shit. Anyway, Ayo, what is your relationship with this property? How long have you been a long-term fan, or did you just watch it recently for this?
I saw it years ago. I enjoyed it. I didn't get around to rewatching it again, but I remember it largely.
Okay, very Trump-like answer, except you would have given stronger compliments or disapproval.
I really enjoy it.
I swear, it really is like
best show ever.
I'm
a true fan.
On the fucking phone, but animation when you were drawing that goddamn giant Kahuna with my husband on his belly, that shit is so funny.
Andy's face squishing against it kills me, dude. It's so funny.
We'll play the podcast when we leave the dog at home for him to like, because he'll sit and watch TV too and like hear our voices and stuff. So yeah, we'll do that, and that it's come up a few times just randomly, and I just like, I don't know, that's something special.
But yeah, AO.
My two favorite people I love to hate.
It's me. But AO, what's your relationship with this? Law, so you've been a fan for a while as well. You watch it way back in the day. AO.
Hello.
You roboted for a second. What was it?
Oh, I was saying, so you've been a fan for a while?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I look back on it fondly. I think
No, it's a fun time, man. I rewatch it fairly recently.
Yeah, like sci-fi western. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
No, I enjoy it, and this is one of those shows that does a good job vacillating between different emotional states. Like you'll have an episode, and you'll have moments of genuine humor, genuine camaraderie, courage, romance, action, horror, and it'll have all of them fairly seamlessly, which is pretty hard to do. It's one thing that a lot of modern shows don't do. It's like they'll have like a show like Stranger Things like when Stranger Things is not at its best, it'll have a scene that is scary, it'll have a scene that is funny, but it won't flow properly. It will feel like, oh, this was this scene, this was the funny scene, this was the serious scene.
Okay, we're gonna have a horror moment. Okay, now we're gonna have a funny moment.
Very good. Follow the formula. Follow the formula.
My relationship with Firefly is I've seen the show and I've seen Serenity. Kind of a downer ending with that one, but other than that.
Well, imagine like for them, it's like this is your last chance. And
yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
Say what you want about Joss Whedon. He's not afraid to do risky storytelling, especially when it's like, oh, this is my last time touching this forever. He's like, all right, we're gonna go hardball, because there's spoilers for Serenity. People die.
We're gonna go deep this
time. A lot of people die. But yeah, no, Alan Tudyk's character, Wash. That was such a slap, and they don't even give you or the characters time to mourn. It was such an effective way that they did that. It was so sudden. It was so unquestionably like, oh yeah, no. Like a lot of movies and TV shows are like, oh, this character might be in mortal peril, and then they move on. You're like, I don't believe it. This is like, oh, he big dead. He dead, like gone dead.
It was we made crazy because it was just out of nowhere. Capitalized on the one-liner setup because you were ready for it as a fan of the show and being exposed to the whole of the movie, and even the one-liners in the movie. The pace was set up for, okay, it's one-liner time, and then they interrupt the one-liner with his death.
And it's brutal and immediate, and it's right after like his biggest feat of the entire show.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue that the Crazy Ivan is just as good of a feat as what he did to get to the planet in Serenity.
Yeah, no, that was impressive too. And it's like the comics exist, but without
catching another vessel in your cargo bay in mid-flight before burning out of the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm not that takes a special kind of coordination, an autistic level of coordination, some would say.
That was Wash in a nutshell.
But yeah, so let's go back to Jarrod and how he hates Nathan Fillion and everything he's ever done. I kind of see what you mean. I just think you're wrong, and that's okay. We're allowed to disagree. Next time I come over for filming,
we're all allowed to be wrong once in a while.
Jared's like, all right, Daniel's here. I've already gone over the scene with him. Christian, we're gonna put you right here, and I'm gonna hit you in the face. Oh wait, the camera was not going again. I'm just like, how's that for a believable bad guy, Christian?
I mean, Nathan's eyes kind of aren't on the same planet, and that's a little silly. But I try not to hate on that.
Like they're far apart.
Yeah. He's a little bit Sid for my age.
But it's so like they're, okay, sure.
So
I'm so desensitized by far away alien eyes and fish eyes because of modern Hollywood.
No kidding, dude.
That's a trap.
I think Nathan Fillion, if he needs to play, he needs some roles where he's completely out of character. Like he needs his Van Zant role. Like Matthew
Or
McConaughey,
he's way out there, yeah. Because
like,
he's
I
usually
never
some
liked-
form of the same guy.
like I never liked Matthew McConaughey until he played Van Zant in Reign of Fire. When he played Van Zant in Reign of Fire, it's like, oh,
He's an actor.
he can do stuff. This guy's good. And like Nathan Fillion needs that role for me, is for my taste, because like he's a different version of the same guy. I would love to see him in like a Tropic Thunder or like The Hangover type of like comedy.
You just want him in blackface, don't you?
He did that,
like
sort of. It was really brief in the second Suicide Squad movie.
I didn't watch that one.
I didn't see that one either. I do remember hearing that he was in it. I just never. Who was he?
Like,
he very briefly was in the beginning of the film as what was it, TDK, the character who could detach his arms and telekinetically control them. So he's in the beginning of the movie with the setup of recruiting the whole team to go and do the mission on this island, and the entire team gets fragged on the beach when they first get there. So he dies like in the first 15 minutes of the film.
oh.
Yeah. But
Suicide Squad kind of just.
Too bad his head wasn't detachable.
But like if he was in a role like that, I think he could carry. As a leading man, I think he could carry a comedy, like, or
he
like
did,
give him
a romantic comedy. It was
yeah,
called
but
Castle.
not a romantic comedy though. Not none of that. Like, because that's like
Jared's like, I don't want him breeding. All right.
to I don't know. I am probably a minority in my opinion about this, but I think he is ill-suited for a lot of the roles that he's famous for, because like for me to see them in those roles, I just don't buy it. And like I would love to see him outside of the box that he's in to see what he could actually do if he wasn't trying to be, or if he wasn't being told by a director, be Nathan Fillion and this character, because I think that's what he is. Like in everything, he's Nathan Fillion and the character. It's like I need to see him completely separated to see like what he can do, and that's just like, and I don't know. Part of that I think is the difference between a film actor and a TV actor, and also part of that is my preference as my preference of film over TV, and like that. So there's not a lot of, that's a short list of actors that can do both and make that crossover work really well. And and like, that's why it's like, and I like him. The thing is, like, I like Nathan Fillion. I would love to see him given something.
He's very charming.
Given something outside of his normal to see what he could do with it. Like I would love to see. I would like here it is. Like I would love to see him in a role where he is completely scruffy, scraggly, and kind of a comedy where he is like scruffy, scraggy, disheveled looking guy, and like almost like hyper genius, a little autistic, and hilarious, and has no idea that he's hilarious.
So you wanted him to be River?
No. No. But like that's the kind of, I would love to see him in a role like that, because I think he could nail that role. Like take hold on. Stop. Take the Big Lebowski, take the dude from the Big Lebowski, take Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and Bradley Cooper's character from The Hangover. Put those three in one character and make a film around that, and I bet he would excel. I bet he would be amazing. But he's like, for me, to sell it for me, he's got to get out of the box.
Well, it's not to the same degree, but it's kind of like how Jason Statham is always Jason Statham.
Yeah.
And I don't, that the thing is, he might have that potential to be able to really transform as an actor that way. And you're right, we haven't really seen that. And so that's a fair want. But I do like Nathan Fillion, and if the only roles he plays is Nathan Fillion-esque kind of roles, I'll occasionally, I'm happy with that on occasion.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about all that, Daniel?
Well, I agree with you that Jarrod is wrong. But...
It's like something's wrong. Daniel and I are agreeing.
Well, no, I understand. I don't see how you could make something compelling out of that type of character, per se, but maybe I just haven't given it enough thought.
I would make it a comedy.
Yeah, but as far as like Nathan Fillion's range, I guess you could consider him typecast because of the whole, facial expression and kind of charming attitude that all of his characters have.
Yeah, kind of like almost like this grounded kind of. Yeah, he's
when coming off of loving Firefly and then going into watching Castle, which I was also fascinated by. Who wouldn't? It's a story about an author who gets to literally live the type of adventures that he writes about in becoming a...
I haven't seen it yet. I've been wanting to watch it.
It's a fantastic show that falls off
I've only
the rails
seen
like
the first half of the first season. It's pretty good. I like it so far.
Yeah. And in that, his character in Castle, Richard Castle, is this very wealthy but extremely naive dude who's got all these preconceived notions about how things should work, and he has great insight into the minds of people because of the characters that he writes, but he doesn't understand the logistics of the actual police. So he's constantly fucking up what's going on in the first couple of seasons and making his partner life a living hell because of it. And the charming thing sticks out in that because he's that type of guy.
He's naive. He's a naive kind of character. Yeah.
But at the same time, he's got that lost puppy thing going on in that show, which is really interesting in comparison to Mal, who was always extremely decisive about everything.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, going from Firefly to watching Castle and then checking out The Rookie, which he sort of does the same naive thing with becoming a cop in his middle age. The Rookie, not my favorite show. Castle, I thought was fantastic until the producer started getting in the way of it, and then it fell off the rails really bad. But the transition from him playing Malcolm Reynolds, who was kind of a snarky, sarcastic, but well-meaning jerk.
Yeah, that's a good description.
To a charming, caring person who doesn't know what the hell is going on in Castle, kind of showed me that he does have the ability to have a range, but I do understand that every character that he plays, this charming thing, is kind of overblown. It's overused, I guess.
Yeah, and it's just how he sells it, and like he can. I think like he can sell the character of Castle. Like he can sell moments or aspects of Mac. He can sell moments of his character in the, I don't know his character, I can't remember his name in The Rookie. Like he can sell the moments, but when it comes time for him to portray like anything, like a fierceness,
a tough guy.
Anything like I'm going to impose my will in this situation, and it will be done how I want, or there will be blood. Like I don't buy any of that. I just don't buy that from him.
I saw that a lot in the series Firefly. Not so much in Serenity. It was missing in Serenity, and that was one of my gripes. One of the many gripes I had with the movie. But in the series, I saw a lot more of that intensity in his portrayal of Mal.
Yeah.
He would bring it out in moments, but the problem is in Serenity, like he's kind of depressed in Serenity by the time that movie comes, by the time that part of the story comes around, because things are not well.
Well, I think what Joss actually failed at doing with Serenity was because Mal was the leading man of the series, he made Mal the leading man of the film story, and it didn't work. He had to be because he was the leader of the crew, but with the difference between a character whose entire ethos is we survive day to day, dealing with day-to-day stuff in an episodic series, versus I'm now the center of a situation that is way beyond me.
Like a galactic conspiracy, essentially.
Right. I think that was where it failed, because the character of Malcolm Reynolds was not suited for that.
I think in some ways I do have a small, if I'm going to carry water for it at all, Daniel, it is that a lot of that in the beginning of the story was driven by for one, because she was always in the background, but what's her face? River was not the focus of the series. She was always just kind of there. And there were moments, there were plot points about her, but she never really took center stage until the film. And so she does share a lot more spotlight.
Got canceled too early.
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware of that. But I'm saying that because she takes more of the center stage in the film, I think that helps take some of that off of Mal in the movie, even though he does still have to basically be the leading man in that capacity. I think that is partially alleviated by the fact that River is also taking more of a spotlight role.
Fair. That's fair. I can see that.
Yeah, I think we're arguing two different things here, though. It's it's not the character as it's written for the series or the film. It's how the character shows up on screen. That so if you take the actor and put him in Rookie, where he has to portray those same character elements, and I just don't find his performance of those things believable. That's what I'm saying. It's I'm sure there are plenty of moments where for the scene it's a hard ass. It's just I'm not going to buy it. I am never going to buy Nathan Fillion as a hard ass. Is he too silly? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I would probably have to know him personally to be able to tell you what that is. I just know it's on screen, I will never be bought in to him portraying a hard ass in anything. He's good at dour. He's good at stoic. He's good at charming. I think he's probably best at funny. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to being savage, when it comes to being brutal, no, he doesn't have that. And that's not to say, and that's not to say he couldn't. Maybe he's hamstrung by a director who's always reining him back too. That could very well be, because of the Fillion brand. That could be. Could
be a form of typecast.
Yeah, I have yet to see him in any capacity like that where I found it believable. That's what I'm saying.
The last time I had a discussion that felt like this, that was based on talking about the betrayal of like Savage or Tough in another character. The last character was about, and an actor, it was about Adam Driver in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I could not believe him in the Star Wars films. Kylo Ren
he had great range, but he was too petulant.
Yeah,
he was like Anakin.
It came down to directing, because I believe he could have pulled off.
Yeah,
Adam Driver is a pretty good actor. I think he could have done it.
I 100% agree with that. I think Kylo Ren suffered from the direction and writing.
Yeah, most likely.
Because I can't. What's the name?
He was probably looking at hanging out, going, "How the hell do I do this?"
Yeah. There's what's the film he did with Scarlett Johansson? It's like this super depressing.
Oh, where he's a soldier?
No, he's like his character's Charlie. He's like a music teacher. They get divorced. Like it's just like
the whole film is about the breakdown of their relationship.
It's just this gut-wrenching family story, family drama.
Yeah.
Marriage Story. Man,
I really dislike.
I think so.
Those movies.
But there's a moment. There's a few moments in that film. Is like, oh, there's a spark. There's a spark in there that's best not lighted. Or like it's best left alone. Don't fuel that spark. Like, and it's believable. It's like that guy could do some damage. Like I've seen nothing in Fillian's performance. Is like I don't think there's a spark in there at all.
It's a very specific criticism, and it's hard to refute because it comes down to your perception of the character.
Right.
I have every now and again I'll have something like that, but it's usually so specific to me that I'm like, yeah, no, it's hard to even put into words when it's something so specific to your own perception of something. Oh, the little doll. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Dude, new in box. Mint in box, man.
That's right.
Also, it's like you're talking about his humor. It would be interesting to see him as the lead in a comedy, but a lot of his humor comes from playing the straight man and having a very normal response to something highly unusual. It's like when Daniel was talking earlier, it's like River, they pull up, like he kicks open the box and the steam clears and it's this naked like teenage girl in an ice box, essentially.
Very anime. Yes.
Yeah, he looks down, he's like, huh.
Yeah.
That's his response. I'm like, that's funny. That's very funny. Yeah. And
it's like, not meant to be, but it still is.
but like there's a comedic instinct. He has comedic instinct, especially with timing. That I think as a comedic lead, he'd probably be amazing.
It's possible. For sure.
I feel like he gets wasted on some of these other roles. It's like, man, just put that guy in the Hangover 4 and just let him cook, man, because he's probably going to be awesome.
But that's what ended up working for me for the character of Mal, was that he could, rack this high-powered shotgun while sitting on a hooded carriage, wearing a dress and a bonnet, and dead stare a bandit in the eye and say, "I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you."
And that line is so funny. And it's like, and then later it's like it's revealed that Zoe, she's there too. It's like, wait, why didn't you put Zoe in the dress? It's like, because I needed her back. Plus, I like the airflow. Yep. Just like stuff like that. I'm like, you need the right chemistry and the right actors and actresses to pull off these lines, but they had them. So
I don't know that any other actor could have pulled off what Joss envisioned Mal to be, other than Nathan Fillion.
I've tried like most other people are like it takes the right combination of all elements, and it sounds just like one of those elements that does work for you and I, Daniel, does not work for Jarrod in this portrayal, but he also hasn't seen the show, which does show a wider range of what Nathan Fillion's Mal character is. But yeah,
in the show, he's shoot first, ask questions later more often than he's snappy one-liner guy.
Yeah, most of the time. But yeah, no, the humor in the show was always quite funny, and almost all of the humor was always driven by the specific personality of whoever was in the scene.
Oh,
almost.
Also, one of the things that Serenity didn't showcase that I thought was actually a masterpiece in the series was the episode Out of Gas.
Yeah, that was
that really showed a side of Nathan Fillion as an actor that I have never seen since, which is the entire episode is just him literally dying. The air is gone, he's gut shot, and he's all alone in the ship.
And he's trying to fix the part and then negotiate in that one scene. And
and that was so intense for me that I was like, dude, this character is amazing, and I love the actor who's playing him, because it was a combination of sheer stubbornness, which is one of my favorite traits, as many of you know. I was stubborn.
You don't say, Daniel. You don't say. I never could have guessed.
And a reminiscence, because he was thinking about all of the rest of his crew as motivation to not succumb.
Yeah, and the fact that even though he sent them off towards possible rescue, it wasn't guaranteed. In his brain, he's still responsible for them.
Well, like I said before, the ship was just as important to him as a part of the crew as the humans on board were. So in that lens, you have this character who is literally dying, trying to fix the other dying person, which is the ship. The ship is broken. If it doesn't get fixed, it's never going to start again. So he was looking at it like, my friend is dying, I'm dying, but my friend is more important.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a different moment where I thought that about this show. But Daniel, let's put this in context. I was much younger, and so I had not seen this kind of character maybe ever at this point. It was when in the episode where he's fighting to defend Anara's honor. Even though he calls it it's like, you can't call her a whore. That's my job. Anyway,
mercy is the mark of a great man. Stab.
Yes. Jarrod, he has a sword fight over Anara. Yeah, it's like because they distracted him, he got a sucker punch and he won the fight. And he's holding the sword to the guy's neck. He's like, mercy is the mark of a great man. Stabs the stomach a little bit.
Stabs in the stomach. He goes, I guess I'm okay. And then he there's that twitch moment of, am I? And then he stabs him a second time and goes, well, I'm all right.
Well, I'm all right. That I had never seen a character like the good guy who was kind of petty like that, and it was really that's the moment I fell in love with that particular character. Just again, time and place for me, because that's just, I had never seen that before, and that was quite funny.
And you couple those character build moments with the broader fun quips and things like, what does that make us? Big damn heroes, sir. That made the show so engaging.
So if you had to recommend one episode for me to investigate, specifically Nathan Fillion's portrayal of like a hard ass or a tough guy, what would you recommend? What episode? Because I'll watch it. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to change my mind. I just have yet to see. I have yet to see anything compelling to make me want to.
It's usually just pieces sprinkled in, for tough guy stuff. It's usually sprinkled into other episodes. It's not a consistent character trait most of the time. Are you talking about the one where he gets tortured?
No, that was good, and him trying to keep Wash from from breaking during the torture, Nishka's torture. That was good, but no, there is an episode. Just give me a minute. I gotta find it.
Yeah, and while AO is working on this, AO, did you have a favorite episode? If you remember?
Oh gosh, it's been a little while since I watched.
It's so hard
I
because
don't
like
know
some
if I
episodes
had
are so
a
funny.
specific favorite. There was a moment that always pops in my head.
What's that?
What's the other guy's name that like
Jane
with the beard?
Wash Shepherd
Wash.
Simon.
Is that his name?
Wash is the
It's
pilot.
With the beard, Jane
like
was
the muscle
scruffy.
guy. The
Yeah, that would be Jane Cobb.
Okay, Jane. That was it.
Jane.
The episode where Nathan threatens to launch him out of the airlock.
Yes,
That's a
Because he found
really
out, like,
that's a
where he took the
really
money or
good
whatever.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
yeah, that's a good
the
one.
guy's just like, he doesn't deny what he did. He doesn't like try to make excuse. He's just like, can you not let them know what I did? Like the money was just too good.
Yeah,
It was
Like,
really
that
telling
really
about
spoke to
both.
me. I like that moment a
Yeah.
lot.
It was a really telling moment for both characters. You learn a lot. And if you go back and watch earlier in the episode when like things change when they're in the hospital, you can see the moment where Mel realizes exactly what happened. There's a moment where he's like, "Oh, yeah, Jane let them know. Okay. So, I'll deal with this later." Maji, I kind of agree with you. That episode was really funny. So, there is an episode where they get drunk after saving some supplies for this very underdeveloped village on like a town on this far off planet, Jarrod. And during the celebrations, Mal accidentally gets married
Yeah.
to at
yeah.
the time,
Mrs. Reynolds is the name of that episode.
that's a really funny episode. Yeah,
And,
that one might be one of my favorites. That's a really good one.
What was her name? Damn it, she's a
Saffron?
well-known actress now.
Oh, right. Christina Hendricks.
Yes, Christina Hendricks. She plays the girl that
She
Mal
was.
accidentally marries, and she's very young because she was just starting her career at that point, and she's always been a gorgeous woman.
It was
So-
ridiculous.
Even with minimal just basic stage makeup, playing the character that she was playing. First time
Drink this
seeing
soup
her,
and you get a wife with it.
Yum.
And then
Wow.
later Jane's like, "Wait, you got a wife and all I got was a stupid rain stick?"
Yeah.
And then he tries to trade Mal for her, and Shepherd, Shepherd being the good preacher that he is, comes up and he's like, "Mal, if you take sexual advantage of this girl, you're going to go to a special
hell.
one reserved for child rapists and people who talk in the theater."
Yep.
And it's like, that might be Shepherd's best line. That's such a good line.
But what sold that moment was he finishes talking and he starts to walk away, and Mal's just kind of standing there, like dumbfounded, thinking about it. And then Book turns towards him and just goes, "A special hell." Like just driving the nail in.
Or later when they find out that he kissed her and that the lipstick made him pass out. "Oh,
Yeah.
why isn't that special?" Looks at him specifically.
That was a really good moment with Anara.
Oh, yeah. They teased us so hard in that episode. That was cruel.
But with that episode, when Anara, I believe she kisses him, and then
When he's passed out, yeah.
Yeah, and then she starts to pass out, and she goes, "Oh," and just drops. Like she realizes it after the fact. "Oh, I know what this is," and then just falls over.
It was the acting was a little silly, but it was so funny. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. No,
But if I had to recommend, I guess a single episode with Mal's being, a badass, like a legitimate badass, it would either be Heart of Gold or Objects in Space. I'd probably go with Objects in Space.
Is that where their old veteran buddy shows up?
No, Objects in Space is the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And the the only reason I would lean more towards Objects in Space is because Mal is a badass in that, and the actor who plays Jubal Early, the bounty hunter, is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, he's creepy as shit.
His character is basically has space dementia, and he's like half paying attention to everything that's going on, but he's high functioning at what he does.
If you put space in front of it, it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like, well, you have space debt anyway.
But he's got
Australia.
Simon. He's got Simon cornered, and he's talking to him about collecting River, which is his actual bounty, and the people that are looking. And Simon says, "You're lying," and Richard Brooks, who plays Jubal Early, he like leans back a little bit, like he's offended, and he goes, "Am I a lion?"
Oh,
well, I never thought about it before, but I guess you could consider me rather regal, because he just wasn't paying attention enough to hear the words correctly.
He's just a little cracked. He's a little cracked.
Yeah, it was such an out of nowhere sideline that really made the character jump out, and his portrayal of it being completely earnest in his misinterpretation of what was said was just so cool.
No, it was also creepy because like the acting was so good. Like, because like Jared, you've seen the shows. Like they're like at this point in this episode in particular, they're outside of shipping lanes, so they're not even like there's no one out there. And suddenly there's a man like suddenly like Kaylee wakes up in the engine room and there's a man there she has never seen before. And they're he just
got on the ship in the middle of nowhere without anybody noticing. That's how good he is at what he does, but he's just a little broken in his brain.
And that, yeah, and so he's taught. He thinks she said lying. He goes on that little range. She's like, no, I said. He's like, oh. Anyway, also, and then like 2 seconds later, it's like, oh, have you ever been booped? Like, yes, horizontally assaulted, and it's so chilling because it's like this guy really feels crazy, and it just was said so casually, just like, oh, do you like cheese? I also like cheese. That like the same tone.
Cheese and grapes, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is the supporting actor was great.
Well, yeah, in that particular episode.
You're not selling this, man.
We're glazing. We're glazing.
And it was really badass too. I'm just saying.
Now I will watch those 2 episodes. I wrote them down. Objects in Space and Heart of Gold. I will watch those 2 episodes.
And they're the last, I believe, the last 2 episodes of the series. So they were the last 2 ones that were produced. Weird side fun fact, since we were also talking about random guest appearances, for fans of the show Supernatural, the actor who plays Crowley, Mark Shepard, plays a 2-bit style gangster in Firefly, who's absolutely fantastic as well. It's one of his early roles, and he just knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, he's fun. You guys keep it up for a minute. I gotta go do something for my kids real quick.
Did you see the text from AC? Is he like trying to get back in?
Looks like.
Oh, there he is. It's like,
hello.
Oh, hello.
I'll be back. I mean,
but what makes the show great was not just Mal, it was the amalgam of talent, because you have all these relatively unknown actors who were brought into the show and given these roles. And originally the character of Inara was given to, I believe, Rebecca Gayheart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she had auditioned and Joss had gone with her first, but after meeting with Inara's actress, he found her to be more compelling as the Inara character, so he had to literally let Rebecca Gayheart go before they started filming. So that was a weird moment for him. And that would have made the show like way different, in my opinion, because
she would have played that character way different.
Yeah, way differently. And I don't think the character of Inara would have had the same ethereal allure as the actress who portrayed her, whose name is escaping me for the moment.
Morena Baccarin.
Morena Baccarin. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. She's really good for a character that got minimal screen time, and most of her screen time was fan service. But she had a moment in an episode where her and Shepherd Book talk about the morality of her profession. Because Shepherd Book comes at it from a faith-based understanding of people, and she comes at it from a pragmatic position. Their conversation was wonderful for a thinky guy like me in a show that's generally not really serious because it's a kind of campy sci-fi western TV show. So I thought slipping that in built a more firm understanding that the world that Joss Whedon was trying to create with this was not all action and quips. There was a seriousness behind it that only characters like Shepherd Book, Simon Tam, and Inara could add to it. Specifically Heart of Gold, because Heart of Gold is a throwback. It's kind of a nod to the standard westerns where the crew actually defends a brothel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, because Inara's character is sort of a state-sanctioned sex worker.
Whore.
Yeah, she's an OnlyFans model because she swipes on the dudes. So
essentially.
And I was gonna say, sorry about the beeping,
but she has licenses. That's why they brought her on the show, or brought her on the crew, because she has the ability to get access to spaceports. So her being part of the crew is essentially just to be a travel pass.
Yeah, it gives legitimacy to
she's a green card,
otherwise not. Yeah, she's a green card. That's actually perfect. Exactly.
Yep, and that's all Mal treats her as, even though they have some sexual tension in some episodes. That's literally the point of her being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the femme fatale. There is a lot of femme fatale stuff going on in the show, specifically because they have the prostitute as the character on the ship, but then also the other prostitute that is also a recurring character. It's not just one episode, it's like she's recurring. So like I'm not necessarily I wasn't here for that per se, but you got to also keep in mind they anticipated on continuing the show, and brothels are a big deal in the West, so they're actually really important. So I can't really hate on it too much,
right?
But I it's just not for me, the femme fatale stuff,
Yeah, we were talking about that episode, Hedge. Our Mrs. Reynolds, the character of Saffron, the girl that he married, turns out to be more than just a sweet, innocent girl, and she's actually essentially a much meaner version of Inara.
Trained, yeah, she's like Darth Inara, essentially. Like if Inara went bad, that's what Saffron is.
One's a whore, one's a bitch.
Yep.
Good for the one episode, but recurring, and which I mean,
she was in 2 episodes. She came back for a second episode. Saffron did.
So it's 2.
Yeah. It's 2. Yeah. And I think that's part of the assuming they would have more episodes thing. My favorite episode was when they returned to. They went to what seemed like a random moon or a planet or something, and it turns out it's the planet that their security guy was from, and he's like a prophet or like a hero.
The hero of Kenton,
yeah.
The man they call Jane.
All because he botched a heist and dropped the money on the town.
I absolutely love it.
That's that feels like the ultimate prompt. It's like looking for writing prompts online. Write about that time where you went to the town. You go to a town. Why are you the hero? And it's just write it out. That's what this episode is.
And what was so great about that episode was the whole crew knows Jane. They've been with Jane through all of these episodes and time before the show even started.
He's the most selfish person
where he's
on the planet.
viewed as this altruistic hero and lauded in memory because he hasn't been back to this planet since.
There's
And
a damn statue in the town.
Yeah, there's a whole statue. Even Simon, who's one of the newest people who literally comes to the crew in the first episode, is looking at the statue, and he looks up and he goes, "This is what madness must feel like." Because he just can't comprehend that anyone would see Jane as a positive figure.
He's looking up at the statue. He's like, "I have died, and this is hell."
Yep.
I like to think that Daniel P. Riley is the shepherd of the crew. They even kind of talk very similar.
The special hell.
A special hell. Yeah, very similar. Shepherd really grew on me. At first, I was like, "Oh yeah, they call him Shepherd." Okay, yeah.
You thought he was going to be this one-dimensional like religious stand-in.
Oh, he's so good.
It's so much more. He like every character has like you have a snapshot of who you think they are, and then they do something later that gives depth and they're like, "Oh, well, I guess my first initial impression was not fully formed. Obviously, there's some stuff missing here."
See, well. I love Shepherd Book from the first scene, which was him being invited onto the ship. And that was both an introduction to Kaylee and an introduction to Shepherd Book, because she's sitting outside of the Firefly at port, and they're taking on passengers to make some money. So her job is to get people to come on board, and she calls out to him because he looks lost. And they start to have a conversation, and he's very polite, very gentle the whole time. And she says, "Well, can you pay?" And he goes, "Well, I think I might have something you'd be interested in." And he opens this box in front of her, and she looks down at it, and she looks up at him and goes, "Oh, Father," because he's dressed up like a priest. And he kind of cocks his head to the side and he goes, "I never married."
He's stone cold, man. And you can't change faith. Faith changes you, right? They have a whole scene.
Yeah.
They have a whole scene honoring the Bible. They have a priest character. The pilot is married to the second in command, so they honor marriage. Even the prostitute, there's like some like nuance there for a prostitute.
Yeah.
I really think this was a hidden Christian gem, just to be very direct about it. And that might be a factor.
Probably one of its nails.
Yeah. I mean, the Bible's saying, man.
No, what was it? It was like either in the movie or the show they did something, and I don't remember what it was, but I noticed when they shit on religion, like in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they have him shitting diarrhea as they look up at like a Jesus symbol. So, but I can't remember what it was.
They did something in the Firefly universe that actually honors it. And that's part of.
For the most part, they like include it in a not rude way, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, even when they're criticizing it, it's honoring it.
They had a dinner scene with the crew where Shepherd Book offers to pray over the meal, and
Mal is just an asshole.
Yeah, and Mal kind of poo-poos it. He grumpily argues against doing it, but the rest of the crew are thinking, what's the harms? They all have different opinions about him doing it, but the whole time that Shepherd Book's on the ship, Mal's questioning Book's religion at every turn,
and not even questioning it. It's like saying it's basically taking a dump on it. And if you carefully watch in the beginning of the first episode, you see him kiss a cross when he's in combat.
The reason for that is because of the Battle of Serenity Valley. Is because at that time when he was in the war, he was praying for a good outcome and never got it. So, like Hedge said, absolutely correct. Mal's biggest conflict was his anger at God. Yeah, there was an episode where River was accused of being a witch. That's the one where the Big Damn Heroes comment comes from. The ship swoops down and the spotlights are on River tied to a post. The townsfolk are all there. The Mal and Zoe show up with fucking rifles. And they're going to save her. And that's when he says, "What does that make us?" And Zoe says, "Big damn heroes, sir."
I wanted to say that with that, I was going to say the same thing, Kahuna, about that scene where he kisses the cross, but I think part of his struggle with his faith is because they lost the war with how much he brings it up, you know?
Yep. And
So
the pivotal moment that they show in scene was they're nailed down. They're hiding for cover. He gives one of the last members of his platoon the radio and tells him to call for backup. And then he goes back to firing on the enemy, and he turns back to see if he made it through to get reinforcements to come. And the guy's dead.
Oh, yeah.
So Mal at that point is alone. He's the last man standing in that battle, but he's praying that reinforcements are going to come. And then these ships come out of the sky, and for a moment he's thinking, I'm saved, but it turns out to be the Alliance ships, and they just raise the whole valley with bombs.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things that they do with that.
And he's just standing there watching it with this broken expression on his face, all lit up from explosives.
Yeah, that's probably the moment. You're right.
Yeah.
Or, well, at least one of them.
Yeah, all hope was lost at that moment for him.
Yeah.
And it's only brought back over the course of the series as he becomes more and more invested in the crew that have gathered around him.
Yeah. Like
Sorry,
having
Kate.
Shepard there. No, you're good. The phone just sucks for delays, so I get so frustrated because, like, I'm never trying to talk over you guys, but like like having Shepard and different things he says about religion, you can tell that he isn't, like, besides when he poo-poos it about, like, as long as you don't pray out loud type of thing.
Yeah.
I really think
She does think
that his back on God or lost his faith. I think it's just like the struggle, like, and who hasn't, like, I mean, I think it's very normal for people with faith to struggle with it at some point.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Especially when the shit hits the wall like that.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
When Rolo, so you guys, this is a cool story. When our dog Rolo, he was sick for about a week, and he was, like, getting better. He had all of the signs of, like, keeping hydrated and peeing, and, like, he even was eating again. And then when he started to get sick again, I'm like, okay, well, if he throws up again or gets any sicker, like, we'll go to the ER vet, which is over an hour away. And I'm gonna spare you the details, but something horrific happened, and, like, we threw our son in the truck, and I backed it up to the garage as, like, he was moving Rolla to a bed so we could just run him out and put him in the back and, like, whatever. One of us riding back with him and, like, haul ass over there, and he passed in that time just when Andy was moving him onto the bed. So it was, like, really sudden, and on the way there I was, like, really struggling thinking about it, and I was like, I mean, I just would, you know, like, and it wasn't like faith, and I was just, like, feeling like I really sometimes just don't feel like there is anything else after death, you know, like, I want to believe so much, and it's been confirmed, but in those hard moments it's hard for me to believe there's something more and something else. But we have seen during two really important transitions or hard times we were going through in life. We saw 2 different times a bald eagle just, like, feasting on entrails, like, and not afraid of passing cars, just right on the side of the road, like, yeah, this is mine, just really, like, majestic. And we always say when we see bald eagles that it's Andy's dad, and so right as I had that thought, like, I like want to believe there's something more. We saw the same thing, only a car passed, and it was on the other side of the road, and I saw a truck had passed it. It wasn't afraid of that, and as soon as we approached, it like slowly took off and just like flew right in front of us. It was just like right after I thought that, and I'm like, oh, that's a sign, like Grandpa's coming to get Rolly. And then we saw a black, right after I thought that, like a black raven flew right in front of us, and I was like, that's so cool, you know. And Andy's dad, so if you guys haven't heard this story, I just want to tell you real quick because it's the coolest like spirit story in the world. When I was really pregnant with Xander, we were in the living room watching TV, and we paused the show. There was no other noise in the house, and it was just me and the dogs because Andy ran down to grab a bag of weed for my uncle, and he'd smoke with him for a minute and talk and everything like that. So I was sitting there dead silent, just scrolling on my phone, and I heard the loudest strum on Andy's dad's acoustic guitar, which was in our room, and like clear as day. And I was like, oh my gosh. And this is when like a few things were like telling Andy to get back into music, and I've been careful not to pressure him because I always hated when people are like, oh, you should still do modeling, and you know. So I was like, it'll happen, you know, when he is ready and whatever. So it was like a sign, you know. So I called him to tell him about it, and I was on speakerphone, so him and my uncle could hear me, and they were like, what? Because my uncle has this little kid's acoustic guitar, and for the first time, Andy noticed it and picked it up and was playing it when that happened, and then I called. So my husband was a block down the road playing an acoustic guitar when that happened.
Yeah, it feels like
That's wild.
Yeah, it feels like signs from God sometimes.
Oh, it for sure is. Yeah. But I just wanted to tell you that because it reminded me of that too. But yeah, like I feel like if you're open to it and you struggle with faith, I mean, you can just get reassured really, really fast if you're just open to the signs. And I know that like if you look for something, you're going to find it too sometimes, but some things are just too unexplainable and clear. Oops, shit. Sorry if that was loud. I dropped the phone.
It's all good.
The conversation, you guys. I'm good at that.
No worries. Maji's comment is true, but that's she said, you got to remember during the battle, Mal's officers called surrender and retreated, and the ships were destroyed while they were retreating. That's true, but that Mal didn't know that at the time. So he was holding out hope. You, the viewer, saw that it was absolutely hopeless before it actually happened, but the character didn't know that everybody had retreated because they had no comms.
Yeah.
So he was wholly invested in just holding this valley, and it was all just
I
for
can't
naught.
think of the second in command. What's her name?
Zoe.
Didn't she hear from them about them surrendering already, or was that after? Like
that was I don't remember that.
They were friends. They were comrades throughout the war, so they knew each other before that.
No,
I don't know if she was at that battle or not.
But I don't remember.
She was on the phone and she said they're not coming or whatever, and I just don't remember when that was.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Maji says told him during the battle.
Yeah, because the soldier on the gun died and Mal ran up to take his place on the gun emplacement. That's what happened. Yeah.
Right. So it's all just happening all at once.
There are problems with the movie, but the final portion of it, like the finale of the film, basically anything from them leaving Miranda and going back to the control center, everything from there on, I love the whole thing. I love the beats. I love the way it's structured. I like a lot of the character moments because you get to see kind of make it or break it moments for a lot of characters. A lot of things are learned. A lot of consequence happens, and I enjoy a lot of it.
I just hate that they killed Wash. I think it's just, I know it's like the shock factor and stuff, but it bummed me out.
That's fair. He's a beloved character. It bummed everybody out.
True.
Some of us aren't afraid of being bummed out by movies, though. Justin is afraid of being bummed out by a film.
What about Shepard? I don't care what you believe in. Just believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was a choice.
Yeah, that's a choice. Yeah.
I think
A dumb choice, but a choice.
I thought about it a lot,
That
trying to
could be a
decide
lot of
if I hate it or not, and I can't quite get there. Not sure yet.
I think.
I don't care
think
what
his
you
heart was
believe,
in
as
the
long
right
as you
place.
believe. I believe in Satanism. No, not that.
It's like
Yeah,
my paladin character in my last TTRPG I was playing. He was a dark-skinned paladin. It's like, oh, Otter's like, well, he can worship any god in the game, and I found one. I'm like, he worships the goddess of magic and large, bountiful breasts. He's like, all right. And so that became the character. That was his religion, and I'm like, you can believe in anything, right?
One thing.
I pledge to thee, Memorius.
Yes.
One thing I wanted to mention is, did you guys pick up on the Reaver origin being very, very similar to Tolkien orcs, where it's like they were men once, but through twisted isolation and torture, mutilation, they become
Totally
something
could have been
else.
a nod to them.
Yeah, that would be a good nod. And honestly, it's a good way to make an evil race essentially in a world where there's no aliens.
It was badass when they disguised their ship to be Reavers too. What a great idea.
Yep.
It's like sometimes we're arguing about what kind of dinner we're going to have. Other times we're strapping corpses to our ship to pretend to be monsters.
Yep.
You gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, the way the Reavers are treated in the show and the movie, terrifying. Really effective, because like the most hardened mother lover you could see on the show would be like, they'll be like,
nope. They're gonna
the moment they hear Reavers and they're like, well, yeah,
they're gonna grape soda. They're gonna torture us, grape soda us to death, and then eat us in that order or whatever. It's like, whoa.
So our skin into their clothing, and yeah.
There's some parts where I like made sure I was like in front of Booba, or we had him playing in his room or whatever, because it was just a little much. I'm like, I don't want him waking up from nightmares from that.
Yeah, it was effective.
Yeah.
Well, it answered the question that I had during the series, which is if Reavers are so obvious that everybody knows about them and fears them, where do they come from? Because the information that you had in the series
is inadequate.
Yeah, it was so inadequate that you were like, okay, if they're just people who've gone insane in space, there wouldn't be a lot of them.
And they wouldn't be organized, and they wouldn't have like this is, yeah. It was an inadequate thing, and it also like because that you get the same answers for that as you do with River. It's like, yeah, even if she is psychic, why does that matter? Why would they need her this badly?
Oh yeah,
and it's like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, I agree. That was really good to touch on, because the show didn't. Her getting the secret knowledge, and also the with the Reavers, how the government's lying about it, like acting like they don't
it's like, what Reavers?
Yeah.
That planet doesn't exist anymore.
Yep.
Right. But one of the things that I didn't like about Serenity was the choice to use the Fanatic as the de facto villain of the story, and as a replacement for the Hands of Blue, because I felt like that.
I liked the actor. I liked his.
Oh yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
He was wonderfully weird. I thought.
What'd you say? The replacement for what?
The Hands of Blue. So in the hospital episode, River freaks out and she starts repeating 2 by 2 Hands of Blue. And in the course of the hospital episode, you see these two men who are very unassuming, but they're wearing blue gloves.
Nice
And
catch. I didn't even, yeah.
They're operating around what's going on in the hospital, trying to get information and eventually trying to reach River. They're the ones that try to, the Alliance tries to cajole Jane with money. That's where that scene in the airlock happens, to give up River and let the rest of the crew go off without her so that the Alliance can take her. And these two men, she says 2 by 2 hands of blue, because the assumption was that these types of people operate in groups of 2 and they always wear blue gloves.
They're the Firefly universe equivalent of Men in Black, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
I also
but because the show didn't make it any further than 14 episodes, they never came back, even though they were supposed to be a underlying menace within the Alliance organization that was out to get River. So when you get Serenity, the Hands of Blue are just left completely unexplained and undeveloped in favor of the Fanatic.
I did like the character and the actor, though. He's so different from most bad guys you see in film, just for the unique factor alone.
I really liked the one episode where she went to that dude's ship. Like, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. that was Objects in Space, where she gets on Jubal's ship.
Yeah.
And she's just been effing with him the entire time.
Yep.
Or it's just like every now and again, it's like, and you see it coming if you've seen any story at all. But like the episode, I love the episode where I love when an episode can have a line in the beginning and a line at the end, but the context makes the line hit completely differently. It's like in the beginning, she's playing tag with Kaylee and has the apples, and Kaylee says, "No power in the verse can stop me," and she's joking around. And then later,
she
River repeats the line back.
Yeah,
it's like, oh.
And because he's slightly cracked, and she starts talking to him over his own comm system, he thinks she's in his head.
And he's just cracked enough. It's like, if we didn't know
genuinely
better,
freaked out by it. Yeah.
Starts talking about his childhood, his dog, and I love them. He's like, wait, you're not in my head. You're on my damn ship.
Yep. Oh, and another side stupid fact I learned from nerding out about this show. Most of the scenes where you see River in the background on things, like she's up in laying on the pipes above everybody or stuff like that, that was actually the actress just playgrounding the set. And Joss Whedon rolled with it.
That's funny.
Yeah, the actor's name is Summer Glau, and she was pretty young when they filmed that.
Yeah, initially. So she was just playing on she would be playing on the set while they were doing other scenes. So there would be they were doing scenes with other characters and recording, and she'd accidentally make a noise.
And she's just being a fairy,
on top of something, and they'd all stop and
fairy girl in the
Summer.
There was a lot of prophetic themes I saw. Like, this aged well in more than one way. Like, okay, for River, for instance, she's essentially traumatized into having psionic powers, which is like kind of something that like governments and the elites really do believe.
No, the government would never do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then like
it was
obviously
more that the government brought the powers out of her. She had them from the beginning, which is what Simon explains.
Right.
In the flashback when he explains his sister after she's brought out of the box, he tells them, you have to understand, I'm a genius, but when I'm standing next to my sister, I feel like a retard. Is essentially what he said.
Yeah.
She was so intelligent growing up that the Alliance believed that she had the capacity for beyond human potential, so they took her and forced it out of her.
Right. Yeah, and then, like obviously other themes like the Reavers are cannibals, and we found like cannibalism in the Epstein files, and then as long as you're going there, it's like, oh, what Reavers? It's like,
Show was in 2002, dude.
Yeah. I'm saying
It's all right.
man, I'm saying.
It's all right. Hey, Alex Jones was talking about Jeffrey Epstein in '98.
Yeah,
They were having succubus with goblins.
that's the height of Epstein. O2 is like O2 is where he's on top.
They're making the Reavers gay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I don't think Reavers have preferences, my guy. But
yeah, you're right.
No, they
They're
did
like,
not.
this one's a bit gamey. This one's a bit.
I'm imagining one with like who's a very picky eater. He's like, I only want like the highfalutin ones. You know.
Well, there was a bit about that, like where this girl, she's not getting picked by the killer, and she's like, what's the matter? What's wrong with me? What? Like she's jealous and upset that the killer's not going after her specifically each time he avoids her. Oh
yeah, that the Miranda sequence in Serenity explained why the Reavers were so prevalent, because it was literally a planet full of people who had been corrupted, and totally
it's such a believable turn of a course of events that it's upsetting. It's such a believable course of events. I'm like,
I just connected the dots right here in real time on stream, but you know, as long as we're talking about honoring the Bible and other themes that are like right in line with good, you know, like some awesome things like that. That is corrupting, like that's corrupting a force of arguably not evil people, right? To make an evil race, quote unquote, so to speak. So like evil can't corrupt, evil can't create, it can only corrupt, kind of thing. That themes of corruption, you know what I mean? Rather than just having an evil alien race, they were like, no, we need to like corrupt a portion of humanity and have that be the evil alien race, which I'm all for it. I just connected the dots now, so I'm just thinking out loud.
Kind of, because the Alliance wasn't trying to do that. They were trying to make people more effective, and they accidentally made people more awful.
Yeah. It's like a rage virus, kind of, without the virus.
Well, they were trying. I think it's even more insidious than that, because they were trying to make people more passive, because they were trying to suppress any type of aggression in any form, and so which makes a very passive, pliable population to control. So the government is trying to. The government, who already has supreme control, pretty much, is now trying to make
even more passive society,
even more passive, to even be more in control. So it's like it's very apropos for how we see governments react in the real world.
Yeah. Have you guys heard? Some of you probably haven't, but Kahuna, who has disappeared again, might, because he's a fan of the show like I am. But the Odie Bar conspiracy in Serenity, the thing that sets River off was the commercial that played in the bar, and is for the OT bar. The theory that fans have about that was that commercial was designed by the Alliance specifically to set River off. It was made and broadcast just to trigger her so they could find her.
Yeah,
maybe another prophetic theme, I would say, maybe.
Well, that's actually in the film, with when they're having the conversation with Mr. Universe, because he takes that screen and then like sees what's embedded in it. He's like, I've been seeing this code everywhere for weeks.
Yeah,
it's like they had embedded it in a whole bunch of things for
if you
purposely trigger her.
Yeah, fans of the series, if you watch all of the episodes, all of the advertisements that are on in the background when they're on planets that are highly populated are much more muted. They're not big, flashy, and crazy like that. So the Odie Bar commercial was a complete separation from what fans of the universe knew from the show. So that was the initial trigger for fans to go, there's something weird about this, because everything else was sort of like like scrolling signs like you see on marquees in Times Square, and holographic image projection. But this was a full on do like the whole thing, the sounds, the flashing lights, all of it was a specifically engineered ploy to just set her off.
That had to be fun. That had to be fun as a fan to see that. Be like, but wait a minute, what's
and
happening?
Even Wash makes a joke about it, like the Odie bar, like that's weird. It's such an innocuous thing.
So is Jarrod going to be holding like a? Well, I don't know what the Firefly equivalent of a lightsaber would be. Probably like just a sword, right?
Yeah, probably.
Some sort of it would look kind of southern though, wouldn't it? A little bit.
What is it now?
Like, I think he's talking about AO's drawing.
Yeah, like a Civil War sword,
a saber.
Yeah. Saber.
Yeah. Cavalry saber.
Fences that dude.
Yeah. What swords are they holding in that?
Those are classic dueling rapiers.
See, they do have it. I forgot they had swords in this. I was like, what swords? Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say lightsaber.
Reserved for the elites.
Yeah. I can't see what he's holding right now. That's why I say that.
Oh, it's a Bible.
Oh, I like that better, actually. Yeah. Leave that. I was like, I thought it was the microphone from the other Jarrod picture.
I was going back and forth, like microphone or the Bible.
I like the Bible.
Typing so loud.
That's Kahuna typing. He's like,
fucking sausage fingers
so,
over here.
what do we
smashing and search and smash?
I said the name of our ship was the Woo.
Search and peck those heavy fuckers.
Yeah.
Since we were on the topic before about Inara as a sanctioned sex worker and whatnot, one of the unsung interesting details about the show was Kaylee, the engineer character. And in the episode where they flash back to where they meet Kaylee, Mal had actually recruited a totally different person to be the engineer for the ship. And before they set off, he goes to check to make sure the engine's clear. And the dude that he hired is having sex with Kaylee. And he interrupts them. And she corrects the dude about what's actually wrong with the engine and why it won't start so they can leave atmosphere. And Mal questions her about how she knows that. And she literally says, well, I saw it while I was on my back. So it's very casual about sex and promiscuity in one turn, but then contrasted to the conversations that Mal and Inara have about her job and Shepard Book and Inara have about her profession.
Yeah, and the pilot being married, the pilot and the first mate being literally married.
And Kaylee makes repeated random Southern uncouth statements throughout the show, like I ain't had nothing between my legs that ain't run on batteries.
That's true. Yeah.
And Mal has this dad moment where the vein throbs in his forehead. And he's like, I didn't need to hear that.
Yeah, the doctor, I can't remember where it was, if it was the movie. It was probably the movie. The doctor's like, he turns to the engineer and he's like, I just wanted to say before we die, I'm sorry I never actually tried to make my move on you. And
that
she's
was
like,
Simon.
That was Serenity.
Yeah, and she's like, he's like, just so you know.
Yeah, it's a movie when they're getting attacked by Reavers.
That's right.
And when they're holding off the Reavers, Simon tells me he's sorry he didn't make a move, and that he would if they had the opportunity. She goes, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, and she goes, "Sex." And he nods, and she goes, "Well, I want to live," and she starts blowing shit away.
Yeah, she takes his gun.
And they show them getting it on after the fact.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not show it, but you can tell.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe not the most shining example of like more morality, but like compared to what we're seeing these days, I was watching and I'm like, yeah, it's like the opposite these days. They would be.
Yeah, there wasn't a bunch of like.
Yeah.
Totally like we have to have everyone queer and
everybody's.
Everyone would be gay.
I mean, they got kind of like when she had a female client a little bit, and that's whatever. But like, so it's not like it didn't exist in the show, but they weren't like shoving it in your face constantly. Like we're only less than 1% of the population, but just 70% of pop culture.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was literally a normal amount, which was refreshing. I'm like, man, this is a slice of history, kind of, this show.
It made it feel like it was just a detail of existence, that all these different people have these different perspectives. They can get together and coexist for their own survival and grow to, care about each other with all of their flaws. Kaylee was a great person. She just really liked sex. And Inara was a decent person with her own personal flaws and traumas and all of that stuff, but she was locked into doing this profession, and it was the only thing she thought she was able to do in the world.
Yeah,
Jane was just a complete brute that didn't fit in anywhere other than out in the black, because there were no rules out in the black, and that was perfect for him. Yeah.
And honestly, the doctor and the captain are both pretty prideful. So
yeah.
You guys, when Jane had when they first found him, he's like, I can have my own room or whatever.
Yeah, he just turns on his butt. Yeah, that was great, and good foreshadowing, kind of too, to be honest.
Yeah. But they did play up Zoe and Wash's really healthy relationship very well in fun ways that made the characters make sense.
Yeah.
Wash was absolutely infatuated with his wife, and the episode where they get captured by the Alliance and they're being interviewed, Wash goes on this tangent tirade to derail the interview, just talking about his wife.
They're being tortured. They're being tortured the whole time, and literally, like, the torturees, the government is just like enthralled with the conversation that's unfolding in front of them, because they're mesmerized, because they're torturing them, and the captain and the pilot are just going back and forth about his wife.
And she picks her husband.
Yeah, that's the Nishka scene. But the Alliance one, Wash is sitting across the table from the Alliance guy, and he's just trying to grill them about what they're doing out there, how they know Shepherd Book. And and Wash, instead of answering the questions, he's just like, what I really love about her is her legs. And what's above? Have you ever been with a warrior woman?
See, that's
all he talks about the whole time.
Their relationship is another good example of like semi-inverted relationship roles. But it's not overdone, because they do exist, but it's not like overdone where she's literally a man and he's literally a woman. It's like, no, he's just a pilot, which is actually kind of still a pretty masculine job in a lot of ways. And she just has more power in the form of being second in command. So it's like,
and the dialogue gives the opportunity for that to flourish in scenes where Zoe, who's very upright, very no nonsense, she's the second in command. She follows Mal, and Mal's grumpy about everything. So she just makes sure that he doesn't die when he gets extra grumpy about stuff. To Wash doing these incredible things with the ship, and then her going, Captain, I need to borrow my husband. I need this man to take off all my clothes. Just like, yeah. In that moment, you were
the interview
awesome.
scene was
Let's go have
best,
sex.
Yeah. The interview scene was the best because it just showed all of their character, like, personality. It's like the guy's sitting across looking at the table. Jane's just like,
just
Daniel literally just spent the last 5 minutes talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was talking about Wash's part in the interview scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Going on and on about
But I want to hear about it again. Go ahead, Kahuna.
Zoe's just sitting there. I was like, I don't think that's any of your business, sir. The legs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny, dude. Oh, it's so good. So
Tudyk
good.
is awesome, man. I love that guy.
He's great in everything. I liked him in what was that show, Chuck, with Zachary Levi. He was phenomenal in that too.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk was in that?
Oh no, I was talking about Adam Baldwin.
No, I'm talking about Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah, well, Alan Tudyk is in things you don't even know he's in.
Oh yeah,
he's a big voice actor, and so many people don't know that. I'm like, how can you not know it?
Did you? I've only seen a few episodes of it. Actually, I have not seen a full episode of it. I've seen like sizable chunks of several episodes, but the show with him, I think it's Resident Alien.
Yeah,
he is an alien. He's so good in it.
Yes,
he's so good. Like his
I
the way
remember,
he's able to like change his he changes his inflections and his syntax a little bit, right? Like it's so engaging. I love it.
And
I remember watching going to the theaters for Rogue One, and when K2SO appears right in the early scene, the breakout of Jyn Erso, the robot, the door tears open, the robot appears, and do not resist. This is a rescue. I was like, Alan Tudyk, that's awesome.
People always forget about iRobot. He was Sonny in iRobot as well. That was a kind of complicated role to play too. Actually,
that was a good movie, even with the flaws that it has.
You mean it having but effing nothing to do with the book? Yeah. Besides that,
don't get me.
I didn't know. The book is always first, but like at the time, do you remember the movie coming out? It was like a big deal.
I do.
I really liked that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that movie. Yeah.
That was when Will Smith was on that good sauce, man. Right after Ali, he comes out like 240 pounds.
Yup.
Enormous. It's like, okay, Will. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
They're the period there. I'm like, this is the peak shape of your life. I hope you know that right now.
Yeah.
And then it's like I Am Legend came out. I didn't read the book before watching that movie because I was pretty young, but I read it's loosely based on is maybe too generous.
Yeah, I have to blame Will Smith for my hatred of film adaptations that have nothing to do with books because of iRobot and I Am a Legend.
Yeah.
Both that was a 1-2 combo there. Yeah.
That's a big combo. Yeah, no, but the I Am Legend book is great. We should actually do I Am Legend one day.
Yes, Maji. Knight's Tale, fantastic film.
It's the funniest. Everything in that movie is funny.
It's
even like
so
that,
good,
like
dude.
the electric guitar, it's just like a trumpet, and then miming it. That's so funny. Why is that funny?
It was so well done.
Christman, would you ever do like a sci-fi western, kind of like Firefly, but however you wanted?
We could have Nathan Fillion as a big tough guy in it.
No, I do not. I just do not like those two genres. I just don't like. They don't work. The aesthetic is wrong. Here's the thing. Like watching the film, and I'm sure it was even more. I'm sure it was amplified even more in the story. Like this old timey Western dialogue. That was so immersion breaking for me.
I got
like,
a power.
I hated it.
I got
every time because the thing is, like, I don't know what it was like in the series. In the film, it's not consistent. It's just there. It's like it's there to be there, but it's not good. It just I hated it, and I don't those two genres. I am sure someone could probably do it well. I haven't seen it executed well yet, and I have no interest in blending those two things. I like them too much in and of themselves to try and bastardize, like make this just shitty chimera out of them.
I liked it because there's also they were mixing in like really funny like Chinese swearing in there as well. Just like my buddy was Chinese and he told me, he's like, dude, they're talking about like explosive camel diarrhea. What's going on?
Help me carry the Goram crate. Help me carry the Goram crate. No, on the subject of the dialogue, it's one of the most noticeable between show and movie. And I personally, I think the movie, the movie uses basically the budget and the real estate and extra writing involved to really flesh out the dialogue. I feel like the show's probably spent less time writing. But yeah,
I'd have to disagree. There were so many years between production of the series and production of the film.
Oh, there was
I think the actors kind of forgot, and they were refresher coursing while they were doing the film. So I think the film actually lost some of its.
Well, it was a number of years between the projects.
Well, so Firefly was filmed. The series was filmed over 2001, and then
2001, yeah,
right. The Serenity movie was filmed over 2003 and 4. So it's not that many years. It's 2 years.
Yeah,
2 years is a long time when you're doing other projects.
Yeah.
You can add up.
Yeah, I forget some of the scenes in my own damn books after 2 years.
I asked Tim O'Burnham about one of his first books. He's like, I'll be honest, dude, I don't remember anything about that
book. Exposed.
Oh, it was so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because I was reading it actively at the time. I messaged. I'm like, so, dude, so was this based off of this? He's like, I don't even remember the names of some of these characters, man. It's kind of like talking to Anthony Harris because he doesn't like my brain doesn't work the same way. It's like try to like. So what were you picturing? Oh, you weren't picturing anything when you wrote. Okay,
It's very interesting. Yeah, his brain.
Speaking of which, we do need to do A Knight's Tale at some point too, because I just want to rewatch it again.
Oh,
yeah.
I really enjoy that film.
I'll try
I
for
love
that
that
one
one.
because I'm absolutely infatuated with the portrayal of Chaucer.
Oh, it's so good. Jeff or like Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany's so good.
Let's do A Knight's Tale soon because knights are probably still cool right now with the algorithm because of Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, and I agree.
Yeah.
But
I got a couple of artists I could. I'm trying to get on our show as well. So that would be fun as well. So I'll try to get some of those people on here.
Well, it was allegorical. Well, we won't hold that against you. It's for every man to decide for himself.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, while we're on the subject of movie, next week's movie we should do Chuck Norris in honor of Chuck.
That's fair.
I don't know what to pick though. I'd leave that up to you guys.
Oh, dude.
Of that era of action star, Chuck Norris is maybe my least explored major action hero. Not on purpose, just the roll of the dice there.
He had one like weird like cop horror. It was like I think it was called Q. I believe.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like,
done a ton of work.
He's a cop. He's like a karate cop, but there's like this giant.
He's like a karate
giant
cop.
like pterodactyl bird like killing people, and he's like trying to solve these
What?
weird murders. Oh yeah, it's wild, dude. It is wild.
Sounds like Relic gone Chuck Norris.
Well, it was
Chuck
it
Norris.
predated Relic way
Dinosaurs.
long time before that.
I'm sold.
Also,
Yeah.
don't watch the movie Relic. The book is pretty good, and the movie is it exists. It exists.
The movie he did, Lone Wolf McQuade. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Ranger.
That's a show.
But yeah, I'm ready for some Chuck Norris.
Still keep watching.
For sure. Some Norris.
Maji Chan with Expendables 2, the famous Chuck Norris film. I do love that he tells a Chuck Norris joke in that film.
Yep.
It's like Sly looks over. I heard you got bitten by a cobra. Yep. After 5 days rolling around in agony and constant pain, the cobra died. I'm just like, yes!
It's so good.
We're saved. And it's like I made a post about on X the other day. I'm just like, he was such a nice, humble guy. Like I never saw someone who knew him talking ill of him. And like some people would have jokes about them like that, and they would get super offended. A lot of actors hate stuff like that, like some of the stuff they're known for. And him, he rolled with it. He thought it was hilarious, and it was
yeah.
It was.
Did you see the clip of him visiting soldiers at base?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
The one soldier's like, "Is it true that under your beard there's another fist?" And he just kind of chuckles and goes, "Well, I was gonna shave my beard, but I couldn't find anything, so I was gonna use a rock, but it begged for mercy."
Yeah.
Just totally deadpan, like he was so used to it. It was awesome.
Oh. And he has that kind of voice, like that cadence, where you're like, you could just be telling a story, even though you're saying something so completely ridiculous. I'm a sucker for that in a movie where if it's done well, it's like someone explaining something that's ridiculous, but they're just telling it in a really normal way. Like it's just like, oh yeah, everybody has this. Yeah.
This is common knowledge.
Yeah, obviously. But I think we're coming up on the end. Does anyone say not float to this? Jarrod?
Does anybody not say float to this?
Do spaceships float? I mean, really?
It's a boat, sir. He calls it a boat.
Okay, fair enough.
Jarrod loves when they use old-timey language in sci-fi. He does love it. Yes.
Oh God, it might as well be steampunk.
This is just I don't love steampunk. I do like this.
Just stab me in the face and set me on fire.
I just like more like Game of Thrones. Like, see some of the later seasons. At one point, they're just like talking about like modern people. I'm like, I
hate that too.
At least if a story takes place in the future, it has the entire history of language behind it. It's like, okay, maybe things just carried over time.
Yeah. I will say with this, like the sequence from them leaving the planet Miranda to go to Mr. Universe, that whole Reaver chase into the Alliance, space battle, crash, that sequence is really good. I thought that was probably the best part of that film in terms of just like 360 degrees of execution. It was so well done. The
epic space battle.
The one thing that drove me nuts, and it's one complaint I have about it. I think literally every clip I've ever seen of them in any kind of exterior set, like every planet they go to, including in the film, it's just Southern California, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I hate seeing California on film, like, and I hate, like, especially in a sci-fi or an action show. Like there were two shows, like everything, and I get it. The Terminal List was set in Southern California. I get it. I just hate seeing it. I'm so sick of seeing Southern California in film and TV. I just don't want to see it anymore. And then the show, the first season of Shooter with Ryan Phillippe, like there's this scene, like he's supposed to be in northern Idaho where I live. It's southern freaking California, and so like when I see we're going to go to this random place, and it's Southern California.
This is more Mexican Southern California, but it's still absolutely Southern California.
Yeah.
So I would get anecdote off of that because I understand completely. There was, I believe it was an episode of X-Files that it might have, I believe it was X-Files. It might have been Fringe. I can't remember because I haven't watched either series in forever, but I remember vividly that the place that they were going to for their investigation was called Lansdale, Pennsylvania, which is my town. I live in this place, and the scenery that they actually shot it in looks nothing like Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Whatsoever.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I get it.
Oh, dude. I hate seeing California. Like,
You know what's worse
see it
than that
film
in
and
TV
ever.
from that era? You know what's worse than that? So season 2 of Heroes, they had some of the characters going to exotic locations. The worst green screen I have ever seen. It's like, oh, I'm walking in London. Why is the sunlight yellow and the background gray? Why is it not moving in sync with your footsteps? Why has this happened 18 times this season? My God. So there are worse things from TV back then. Ugh.
But for me, I give this a driftwood. It's a minimal float. It's a driftwood.
A driftwood.
I give it a solid wood. I give it blue pill wood. It floats. It's always up.
Jerry. It floats. I just like I'm not dying to see it again. Like
That's
I probably
okay.
will. I may never see it again, but I'm not going to say it sinks. I'm not going to say it was terrible.
You're not.
I have only rewatched Serenity once. I rewatch Firefly pretty consistently.
I rewatch Serenity every time I go through the show again. I just like that. I like the sequence. It's cheesy, but I get caught up in the moment. The river sacrificing, and then the reveal that she's still in there and not being torn to shreds helplessly. The music. It just works for me. I like it. I like it.
I like it. I really, really like it.
Do you like it?
Wrong.
All right, David Carshie, walking here to take order, please.
Paris. Where are you?
Oh, we're going to fly to Canada. We're going to cost you a lot of money.
Lots of money, yeah. Oh man, we do need to watch that though. Also, it's like it was California, but for me, what I got tired of seeing was like Vancouver, Canada. So many shows are filmed in Vancouver, Canada. I got pissed off. Every now and again, be like, it's Washington. They'd show like one scene of like Seattle and then never show anything else.
Yeah.
Like,
no, they give you like stock footage.
Yep.
It's like a stock footage shot of Seattle.
It's like, just like an establishing shot. This is a
Wasn't there a time when every show took place in like New York or something?
New York, there's a lot of stuff that gets filmed in New York though. So but TV shows are really bad. They're all in Vancouver.
Yes,
every single one.
Yeah,
it's like California, Vancouver.
And see, that's one of the big reasons why, like, I have always gravitated more toward film just because of the production value. Film's got the budget to go on location. Film's got the budget for a better cinematographer. Like all of those things add up. So, as a visual medium, I think film is always has been and always will be superior to TV, and that's why. So, like, I'm pretty snobbish and harsh when it comes to like a TV show that I will get into. With probably I probably have a few guilty pleasures in there that I'm not aware of yet, but like. But like that whole limitation is like, oh, we're going to film this show in Vancouver, and we're going to film this show in Vancouver, and we'll film this show in Vancouver too. We'll just do it on the South Side. It's like, oh, come on, hate it. That's my rant. I'm sorry.
Fair.
The advantage of shows is just more time to tell your story.
Yeah. But the budget is reduced.
Yeah.
I like that if a film gets big enough and there's an iconic scene, it's like that location will forever be tied to that now.
It's like the Rocky statue in Philadelphia. They've moved it, but people still run up those steps.
Yeah.
All the Lake
Shining.
Como and European palaces for Naboo and in the Star Wars movies. We were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
I'm just like, those places are real places, which means people can basically go on set now if they have access, which they don't because they're like mostly privately owned. But yeah, no, I do love when things are iconic enough that happens. Or like the poor people who own the house from Breaking Bad. They're like, please stop throwing pizzas on our roof. Please stop.
Oh, yeah, totally irrelevant, except for what you were just talking about, because it's a show probably none of us actually pay attention to. But apparently, the actual owner of, I believe it was Carrie's loft in Sex and the City, the guy who actually owns the location, constantly shoos people away from the building because they're always outside trying to get in.
Oh my gosh. How long has that show been off the air?
Right?
That's the thing though, because that show
make it
actually
BRB
filmed on that show actually filmed on location instead of like all like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, all these other sitcoms in New York. It's like, this is a great set. I'm glad we like this set. This is a set. This is not New York.
No, Raw, I am not drawing.
Hi, Elric. You want to say hi to the good people? What are they names? We know English. We have Daniel Simon. We have AO. We have Jarrod Christman.
Reading make my English.
Wait, how did I go from a German accent to a Japanese accent?
Oh,
in my intro.
Jarrod
There's some Axis
his name is
crossover.
Jarrod Christman. Yes, very
It
good.
was AO, an Axis crossover. Very good.
Yep.
Graceful. The one with the mat with a Foxu mask. That's animation overload. He's drawing.
What up, boy?
It's Daddy. Look at his big belly and the bald head. That's me. All right, buddy. Hey, say goodbye to everybody. I gotta get out of here. Bye, guys. All right.
Hi, dude.
Let's see. AC, can you take us off? Is he still here? Andy.
Just shut the stream off. Totally random. Just
F it. Click.
done.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Iron Seas. Thank you, Daniel, for joining us with your beautiful brown coat. Thank you, Jarrod, for having wrong opinions. Since the void we haven't had filled in the show. AO, your artwork is amazing, as always. I appreciate it. And Katie and AC, love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you next time. Where? Come back here. I will see you next time on the Iron Sea. Oh my god. You're so loud. Next time on the Iron Sea. You're tipping over the bicycle that holds my microphone. You're ruining it. Goodbye, everybody. Click. No, not leave. What is happening?
face.